What up, peeps? Tempers are here, back again, and it's time for the video that I've been waiting to make for not a long time, but I would have made a video like this a lot sooner. But I did say that I was gonna wait at least a month until Halo Infinite got some time under its release and everything, and I finished the campaign. I've played a decent amount of multiplayer, and it's been 2 months since the multiplayer has been released, since they released it early, to this day. And it's time to make this video. This is not going to be a video hating on the game. This is going to be a video talking about the problems of the game, what needs to be fixed, and how 343 has just botched this game in every single way. So we're just going to be talking about this. Everything that I'm going to be talking about is in no particular order. I had to make a list because there's just way too much stuff that's wrong with this game. There's way too many things that need to be implemented and changed and fixed and all that. And like a lot of people have said, we probably will not have a finished Halo Infinite multiplayer until probably 2023, which is really sad, but that's how it is right now. That's the situation that we're in. So without further ado, I'm gonna begin. If you know me, I love Halo. I've loved Halo since I first started playing it in 2005. No, I am not stuck in the nostalgia trip. Halo 1, 2, and 3 are, without a doubt the best games ever made, the best Halo games ever made. But, things are going to change. I recognize that, and I understand that, the stuff that's in Halo 2 and Halo 3 is not going to be the stuff that's going to be in Halo Infinite and future Halo titles. I understand that. This is going to be me just talking about a game in general that is not a finished product and shouldn't have been released, and them spending 6 years on this is a complete embarrassment. And 343 with this game are on their fourth strike, and they should be fired, and another company should take over the Halo franchise. That's where we're at right now. So I am going to begin, if y'all are ready. If you were looking for some positive stuff to be said about the Halo Infinite multiplayer, this is not the video for you, so I'll give you a minute to click off the video, because I don't want your feelings to be hurt. But then again, facts don't care about your feelings. This is going to be a fact video. So if you're ready, here we go. I'm going to start by saying that, whenever I say that Halo Infinite sucks, I'm not talking about the campaign. The campaign was fucking amazing. The people that worked on that game, that side is amazing. Joseph Staten, he's fantastic, and they that's probably the smartest thing they've ever done, is bringing him in to help out the Halo release and the Halo campaign, because the campaign was it was just flawless for what it is, for what we got. It was flawless. Now I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's repetitive. There's way too many scenes of the Master Chief and the weapon in the same room talking about the same stuff, and I agree with that. There was a lot of repetitive things. The ring seemed a little empty. It was kind of tedious how they had the backstory of what happened between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite being in these like iPad tablets that we had to listen to. But we're going to be getting DLC and expansions and stuff like that, and I'm all for waiting a few months for new campaign content instead of another 6 years for whatever else is to come next. So yeah, this is not going to be talking bad about the campaign at all. The campaign is flawless. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because next to Halo 2 and Halo 3 and Halo 1, I mean, this is the funnest I've had in a Halo story campaign yet. So that's just where I'm at with that. So basically, the best way I can summarize what Halo Infinite multiplayer is, it's like if you've gone to the grocery store and you've gone down the chip aisle and you've grabbed, barbecue chips or whatever, and you check out and you bring them home and you're like, oh shit, I'm about to freaking nom on these chips. And then you open up the bag and the bag is like 95% air, and then there's like, you look in the bag and there's only like 5 chips in the bag, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're just disappointed. That's basically what Halo Infinite multiplayer is. It is a almost it's a 95% empty bag of chips is what the Halo Infinite multiplayer is. First thing that everyone noticed, even people that didn't play this on PC because of how bad it was, is that it runs like shit on PC. You have these people that have $3,000 to $5,000 PCs with insane graphics cards and insane processors and everything, and it's just it can't get more than what you can get with the FPS on the Series X. That's why you had so many PC players switching over to the Xbox Series X, because there was less problems with the game running. People couldn't run the game at 200 to 300 FPS like they could on any other game. The game was crashing, the game was having problems. I mean, if you watch the Halo Rally HCS tournament that we had coming up about a month ago, they had to switch to their Xbox dev kits on the main stage because the graphics cards were shitting themselves, and they couldn't run the game on PC anymore. And they knew that that was a problem, and they ran the tournament anyway. But I already made a video about that, so this is not going to be an HCS video. But it's just sad that the PCs that they had for the tournament, they couldn't even run the game without shitting themselves either. So I don't know if it's still running like shit. I've seen I try to look up some stuff, but there's nothing from people talking about in January from what I've seen. So maybe they fixed it. I don't know. Or people will probably have just scaled down and they're running the game at 60 FPS on PC, which is really sad. Next thing is there's no Forge. Halo 3 released in 2007, and we had Foundry as the first Forge map, and amazing things came out of that. We had racing tracks, we had Fat Kid, a lot of infection game types, and then you had Standoff come out with the Heroic DLC map pack. And then you had awesome stuff from Forge being made on there, like Monster Truck and Jenga. And then you had the next Forge map, which was a lot better because you had this huge underground area where you could just make a bunch of different maps on that canvas. But then you had the outside where you could make tons and tons of racetracks and more infection game modes. They had a really interesting one where they basically combine infection with racing, and I'm sure a lot of you remember. I'm sure a lot of you have already played all these different maps and game types that I'm talking about. But it's just amazing what people were able to make. Of course, one of the best ones was paintball. They made these awesome paintball maps, and with blocks and different shit to simulate the best they could of what paintball is like in real life, and it was awesome. And Forge is just it's been in every Halo game. And then it came out in Halo Reach, and it just got better. We had Toilet Bowl and just wacky and weird game modes that you never thought that you would spend hours upon hours playing, instead of playing matchmaking. And then it came out in MCC, and they made a really cool, or it looked like a really cool Forge remake of Beaver Creek, but they never put it into competitive, and we never played it, so I don't know what happened with that. But Forge has just been evolving, I remember when they I forget. I don't know if it came out in MCC or Halo 5, but they were finally able to make it to where you could combine the pieces together and you can fuse them. Because I remember that was a big problem in at least in Halo 3 with Foundry, is you had people that would spend 10 to 15 minutes just trying to get one piece as close as you could to the other piece, because you couldn't fuse the pieces together. Because there was collision within the pieces. But when it came out in MCC or Halo 5, they took the collision out, or you could turn it off to where you can combine the pieces together, and the maps were a lot smoother and a lot better. And they you can compare them to maps that were made by the actual developer before the game was released better. Now that they didn't, you could turn collision off of the pieces. And then the game types got even better with Halo 5. I remember this really fun ground pound game mode that they had, and a lot of game modes that were made, and the maps that were made in Forge, it really had to do with infection. Racing and infection game modes probably benefited the most off of Forge. And if we never had Forge, we probably wouldn't have had the matchmaking playlist Action Stack. I've spent hours upon hours in Action Stack just having fun and playing these weird ass game modes that were actually really fun. And we don't have that in Infinite. So we have to go into custom games and just make do with what we have. I think they fixed custom games. I remember that you would pick the map in the game mode, and then it either wouldn't start or it would switch off of it or whatever. So I haven't really heard anything about that, but I know people are bitching every single day about Forge not being in there, and I'm pretty sure they said it's not going to be there until summertime or after like July or something, which is ridiculous. I don't understand how Forge can be not there on release. We have all these people that are probably waiting for it, that are map makers and everything, and with the few maps that we have in competitive right now, we would have benefited so much from Forge. We would have had probably an extra 3 or 4 maps. I mean, you've had amazing maps being born out of Forge. With I liked Amplified and Onslaught and Halo 3 and Halo Reach. I'm not sure. I think Onyx. Wait, no, that was Halo 4. Halo 4 was Onyx. Halo Reach had a lot of Forge maps for competitive because of the shitty campaign vanilla maps that they had for they basically took the campaign maps and made them into multiplayer maps, which was really stupid. But we had Countdown and Zealot, and I'm not sure if we had Reflection, which was Ivory Tower. But all in all, it's just really bad that we don't have Forge. It's stupid, and I don't understand it. They haven't even said why we don't have Forge. Like, what's the issue? Is it going to be so intricate and it's going to be so great that it's taking that long to come out, that we're going to be able to make maps on par with the vanilla maps that were already here, like Bazaar and Streets and everything. Another thing we don't have is co-op, which isn't necessarily as big of a deal as Forge, but co-op has always been in. I'm sure there's still tons of people that want to game with their roommates and they only have one TV or whatever, and they want to game with their family members and they can't because there's no co-op. I mean, I don't know. I feel like co-op wouldn't take that long to put into a game. We've had co-op since Halo 1. It's coming up on 21 years since Halo 1 came out, and we've had co-op since then. I just don't understand why it's not in the game. Once again, no transparency, nothing talking about it. They're just saying that, it's going to be in the game soon. But, I feel like what people want is 2 things. When something's not in a video game on release, they want 2 things. Number 1, they want to know when it's going to be in the game, and you answer that, okay. Then they want to know the second thing. The second thing they want to know is why. Why isn't it in the game? You've had 6 years to work on this game. Why? Like, I remember when, or at least Bungie with Destiny, they would release like a vidoc every single time they were coming out with an expansion. They were talking about the struggles and what was going on and stuff. Like, why can't MCs? Why like it doesn't even have to be like edited and amazing. Just make like a quick 5-minute video talking about what's been going on with the development of Infinite. Why is this not here? Why is this broken? Why And they don't have that. And I just don't understand. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the unbalanced weapons. You've been having pro players, and even I agree that the Mangler is too strong and needs to be nerfed, or it needs to be put on a longer wait time for it to spawn. It's basically, they took the Mauler and they, I don't know if they increased its strength, but it's more of a precision gun now. You can still use it at close range, but like now I can shoot it, like it's a DMR or whatever. It basically is a DMR, we have just way too many guns in the pool that they don't work well together. Like, some weapons don't get picked up. the plasma pistol, and not too many people pick up the storm rifle, even though it homes in people at long range. It's just not ideal. Um, so yeah, they really need to look at the how the weapons are balanced and everything, and the more you balance the weapons, the more the game is going to be. The what do you want to call it? The competitive gap is gonna get smaller as you lessen the randomness that's in the game, and you increase the skill you need to use with the guns, because the more you buff a gun, the less skill you need to actually use it to kill people. Next thing is underwhelming maps. Right now in competitive play, well, I'm not okay. All right, I'm not even going to talk about competitive play. I'm just going to talk about the maps we have. So, Bazaar is, they basically took a Counter-Strike map, Dust, and they put their Halo spin on it. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh no, that's not CS." It's like, really, you're not going to try to tell me that they didn't base the map off of CS? The doors are the same as CS. We have chickens on the map. When have we ever had animals on a fucking multiplayer map, just roaming around that you can kill and shit? I mean, the material that the buildings are made out of is the same as CS:GO. You can't tell me that playing on Bazaar, you don't think that it should. I mean, how would it play on CS:GO? It is literally a tactical shooter map. It's made for tactical shooting, and that's why it plays so weird and it plays so slow, and it feels, worse than Lockout. At least to me, there's too much cover on the map, and it screams passiveness. Um, and then we have Streets, which is actually a good map. I'm surprised that they made Streets as good as it is without copying off of anything. I think it's a really balanced map. I think Strongholds plays well on it. Slayer, Audible, I think all game modes, they really do play well on it. And then we have Aquarius, which is basically a weird version with more cover on the map of Midship. And then you have Behemoth, which nobody likes at all. We're not even going to talk about it because we all know Behemoth sucks. And then we have, what do we got? I feel like I'm forgetting a map. Oh, Livefire, which I really like. I just wish they would make it a little bit bigger. Like I said in my previous videos, you can go into Forge if we had Forge, or maybe you can pan out on Theater and you can see all the buildings and all the different landscape that you have outside of the map, and it's just like if they just opened it up, like the map would be insane. Um, and then you have the three BTB maps. But it's like I feel like we're missing like 3 or 4 maps. Like compared to the other Halo games, I feel like we had better maps or more maps, or just something doesn't feel right. I go on Twitter every single day, and people are talking about, are we going to be getting more maps? It's just feeling really stale right now, and we probably won't be getting any new maps until, I don't know, April or something like that. It's probably going to be intertwined with the next or the first expansion for the Halo campaign. I know well, I don't know, but rumor has it from a reliable Twitter source. I forget what it's called, but it's basically a Halo Infinite leak Twitter account, and they've been pretty accurate so far on what's been coming out. And they're saying that there's going to be a huge update for Halo Infinite coming in February. So we'll see what happens with that. I guess we're going to be getting some new game modes like Assault, Infection, Extraction, and other things are going to be coming. The huge thing that everyone's talking about is there's no anti-cheat, which I don't understand how you can release a multiplayer game in today with what's been going on in Apex and Fortnite and Destiny and basically every multiplayer game that you can think of. People are cheating in, except Rocket League. I don't know why people aren't cheating in Rocket League. I've never experienced or thought that somebody is cheating in Rocket League. Maybe it's a game that's hard to cheat in, or I don't know. But I mean, they do have Rocket League probably has the best in-game reporting feature, and like I don't know. I report people in other games, and it's just like a hassle. But in Rocket League, you press start, and then you go to the player and report them. It's just like really easy. So they probably have a better system or a better automated system. But yeah, there's no anti-cheat. We have tons. I mean, it's so hard though to tell if someone's cheating if you go into theater, because theater is so fucking broken. Like people are killing people, hitting them in the head, and it's like 5 feet away from their head. because in the actual game it was on their head, but it's not in theater because we're having the same problem with theater that we had in Halo 5. It's just like it just seems like every single aspect of Halo Infinite is just broken on the multiplayer side. We can't even go into theater and actually look at what happened because it's broken. You have people wall hacking. You have people that can see people through, walls and people that can lock on you and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't understand how we don't have anti-cheat. We need anti-cheat. There's tons of people that are leaving the game. The people that even though the game is free to play, the people that are playing the game right now and streaming it are the people that have been here since Halo has been down in the dirt, which is the competitive Halo scene. You can go on Twitch right now, and you can see that the only people that are streaming it are Snipe Down and Lucid and all these top Halo players. Where did Shroud and Summit and Doctor Disrespect and Tim the Tatman and all these people go? They went back to all their games, their GTA, their Escape from Tarkov, games that actually work, games that are actually fun to play, games that actually do something when someone's cheating. Halo Infinite has already dropped out of the top 30 on Twitch. It's actually getting close to dropping out of the top 40. Halo Infinite right now struggles to get 10,000 people watching it on the daily. And, it's been only 2 months since the game has been released. And at this point, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to agree with Dr. Disrespect. It's hard for me to say we need a Battle Royale. That's the only thing that's going to be bringing people back to the game. Because by the time this game gets fixed, it's not going to matter. It's going to be MCC all over again. Big whoop. You freaking fix it, but you need the game to be working like when it gets released, because that's when all eyes are on the game. You've got every single gaming article website looking at the game and ready to review it. And then you have all these huge-ass streamers that have their eyes on it, and there are 60,000 viewers looking at it, and it releases, and it's shit, or it's boring, or whatever the fuck is wrong with it, and then it's gonna be too late because they're gonna be on something else, and they're gonna find out months later, oh, they fixed Halo Infinite, it's good now, it has a battle royale, then they're gonna want to go play it. But if it doesn't have a battle royale, and they're like, oh, okay, ranking system works now. Couple new maps. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna stick to what I'm playing now. It's like you drop the ball. Like if the game's not working right off the rip, it's so important. And this is just sad because it's free to play and you barely have any viewers compared to like other games that have been out for years. There's a reason why GTA 5 is on top. But anyway, next thing is we have no progression system. No, the battle pass does not count as a progression system. In Halo 3 we had military ranking system. You start off as a recruit, you go to private, corporal, lieutenant, major, and then you at the end you finish at 5-star general. In Halo Reach you had a different military ranking system. It was like kind of half military ranking system in today, and then half like futuristic ranking system where you go Forerunner and then Reclaimer, and then you'd finish off at Inheritor. And there was no ranking system, but that's what we were playing for, and it actually worked. Halo Infinite would have definitely if I say that, it would have had less people playing it if it didn't have that military XP system. And the Battle Pass isn't cutting it. The Battle Pass is horrible. There's no commendation like we had in Halo Reach and Halo 5. Commendations kept you playing. You would go and you'd check and you're like, shit, I got to get 20 more flag caps, to get this huge chunk of experience. And another sad thing about the Battle Pass is you can buy Battle Pass tiers. It's different in Destiny, right? Because in Destiny, outside of the Battle Pass, you actually have a power level that you can increase. So you don't have to care about the Battle Pass. But in Halo Infinite, what do you have? If you're not playing ranked, what do you have? All you have is the Battle Pass. So you have people buying tiers, which is weird since it's the only progression outside of ranked. It's all you have. I just don't get it. Call of Duty has always had an amazing outside rank progression system that everyone has cared about. When the game first releases, everyone is racing to see who can be the first one to be 10th prestige or whatever it is now. And in Halo Infinite, we have nothing. All we have is a battle pass. And what is the point of that? Because we're gonna get to the end of the season, which ends in like May or something, which makes no fucking sense. Because everyone is already at tier 100 in the battle pass, and then it's gonna reset back to 1, and then you're gonna back to 100, and then it's gonna reset, and it's like, what the fuck is the point? The whole point, we had this 5-star general, and then until the game ended, you could show it off. It's like, oh shit, dude, that guy's a 5-star general. But not only that, but we had playlists. So in Halo 3, you had your rank, 1 through 50, and then you had your service record experience, where you get to a 5-star general, and then later on they added a social, a rank just for that social playlist. So you could be a 5-star general in Social Slayer, you could be a 5-star general in Rocket Race, because people were seeing that there was a lot of 5-star generals anyway, and they're like, damn, it's 2009, we still got a year and some change left until Halo Reach releases. We got to put something else into the game, otherwise people are going to leave our game. And they did. And right now there's nothing to play for. The ranking system is horrible, and you have people going into quick play, and they're going into FFA and all these playlists, and they're just playing. There's nothing to play for. It's really sad. It's really boring. And yeah, the ranking system is fucking broken. You have people on Twitter saying that they've won 18 to 20 games in a row on their, fucking Onyx or their Diamond 6 or whatever, and they're not getting Onyx, or they're going down in their Onyx MMR. So this is the best way that I can explain how the ranking system works and how I've seen people explain it. So, and it's not going to make any sense, so I'm going to try to explain it as best I can. The way the ranking system works in Halo Infinite is it's different than how it's been in previous Halo games, where it's been based on if your team wins or loses. And I believe if you were on top on your team, you'd rank up a little bit more than the rest of your team. But everybody in general on your team would rank up no matter what. In this game, just because you win doesn't mean you're going to rank up. You can actually rank down, because it's going to be based off of how you play individually. It's just like Halo 5 when you did your qualifications. 1 through 10 qualifications, that's based off of your individual play, and then once you get ranked, it's going to be based off of wins and losses. So this is the first Halo game where it is just your individual skill the whole entire time. And people and yeah, it's horrible because people are going to stat whore, but at the same time, you still have to win the game to rank up. So like, even if you lose, I think people have ranked up sometimes when they've lost and they've done well. But the best way that I can explain it is you need one person on your team doing all the work, going like plus 15, and 3 people doing bad for everyone to rank up and to consistently rank up after each game. So just because you win 20 games in a row and you're going neg 5 or neg 10 every game, you're not going to rank up, which is really stupid, but that's how it is. So yeah, they need to work on the ranking system. It's garbage. I don't know. It's not working. It's worse than it was in Halo 5. I don't know how they could do that, but it's worse. Another thing I want to talk about is there's very few playlists for Halo Infinite. They've just added a few, but the game released with quick play, big team battle, which is broken by the way. We had ranked competitive play, and what else did we have? We had quick play, big team battle, ranked. Was that it? I feel like we had a playlist that was like Slayer and Objective combined or something like that. And now they added in FFA, which is nice, but it's basically a Rumble Pit. I don't know about you, but I prefer FFA being 8 people. That's just I've always done FFA. They added in Tactical Slayer, which is SWAT. I don't know why they changed the name to Tactical Slayer. And then they added in... they added in Team Slayer. And then they still have Quick Play. But this is what we don't have. We don't have team snipers. We don't have multi-team. We don't have team doubles. We don't have action sack. And there's only one ranked playlist. How can you only have one ranked playlist? Like, I just don't understand. Like, yeah, the ranking system is broken, but, you like the more shit that people have to play for in a game, the more that they're gonna want to play the game. Like, not everybody wants to play competitive settings, believe it or not. There's a community for snipers. There's a community for SWAT. I don't understand why SWAT isn't ranked. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why Team Slayer isn't ranked. That doesn't make any sense to me. So what's going on here? They've got to get, and same thing with FFA. Why is that not ranked? Like, I don't understand. I really don't. Halo 2 and Halo 3 and Halo Reach, they released with a good variety of playlists, and we're getting this shit. It's honestly fucking garbage. Next thing, the melee system doesn't work half the time. If you notice, you try to go up to somebody and you melee them, the guy does the action looks like it touches the guy, or you don't even have to touch the guy because you have the lunging system, accompanying into the melee system. I don't know what the distance is you have to be to somebody to actually get that lunge, but we're getting even worse ghost melees that we've gotten in previous Halo games. I don't know if it's with specific weapons or if it's with every weapon. I've noticed it a lot with the battle rifle, because I know that's what you're going to use when you melee most of the time, because that's the most used weapon, at least in competitive, and I pretty much only play competitive when I play Halo Infinite. But yeah, they need to fix the melee system. It isn't working. Next thing, horrible matchmaking system. You've got Diamond 2 players going up against Onyx players, and Plat players going up against like Diamond 5 players. It's the same problem that we had in Halo 5 when the teams were just not fair and ranked. That needs to be fixed. Not much more to talk about that. It's been the same problem that we've had for a very long time. No quitting penalties. Why are there no quitting penalties? MCC, I had somebody quitting out like almost all the time, and there was quitting penalties, but now that there's no quitting penalties, I'm having even more people quitting out of my team. Like, it doesn't matter if I play ranked, it doesn't matter if I play social. It's like, oh, whoop-de-doo, we have bots that replace them. The bots fucking suck. The bots suck. I don't care if you've got them up to the highest rank that a bot can get. That's the Spartan or whatever the fuck it's called. The bots suck at the end of the day. Like, they're not going to be able to replace an actual player unless the player doesn't have fucking thumbs. But yeah, I remember the other night I was in quick play because I had to do one of my challenges for my battle pass, and I couldn't win a fucking game in quick play because all my teammates were quitting and they were getting replaced by bots that weren't doing shit. We need quitting penalties. I don't know what that means. Test them out. Have somebody banned for I don't know if you want to do it the way you did in MCC, where it's 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then half, and then an hour, or whatever. What you could do is do it how you did in Halo 3. Lose experience when you quit out in your battle pass. Like, that'll make people not want to quit out, because people spend money on the battle pass, and let's say that they are tier 9 or whatever, right? You can even make the quitting for them by taking away their shit. So let's say they got tier 8, right? They just got a sick skin, and they put it on their character, and they quit out. Boom, you just lost your tier 8, and then boom, the skin comes off, and now your character looks like shit. Something like that, And the next thing I want to talk about basically ties in with the horrible matchmaking system. We have teams matching against solo players in social, which wouldn't be a problem if we didn't have this battle pass, this challenge system that had so many challenges that were relying on wins. Like, we need to go back to how it was in Halo 3, where like that was why Halo 3 was so good. Also, is because not only in ranked would team of 2s match against team of 2s, team of 3s, team of 3s, team of 4s, team of 4s. It would happen in social too. Even in big team battle, it didn't matter what playlist you were in. Every game, the matches would be fair 99% of the time. Obviously you would be getting people that were better than other players matched, but for the most part, at least when we're talking about parties matching against each other, it was perfection in Halo 3. In this game, it is complete ass. Like, I'm getting matched against a team of 4, and I'm a solo player just trying to get my challenges done, and I can't because I'm getting rolled by people that are like sweating and calling out, and they should be in ranked. So it's just, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Next thing I want to talk about, horrible servers. I don't know about you, but I am getting shot through walls a ton of times. I don't know if that's another cheat that people have where they can shoot through walls, but I'll be running away from somebody, and I know for a fact there's no way that they can shoot me because they're not even next to me. They're across the map, and I turn the corner, and there's a good, like, I don't know, 6 inches of, of building that's on the other side of me, and I get shot through a wall. So I don't know what's going on. I've seen it in other people's streams where they're getting shot through walls. So, fix that shit. Now, this is kind of a personal thing going on with me. I don't know if you guys agree or not. The game feels clunky and stiff as fuck. Comparing it to previous Halo games, the aesthetics are really important to me. Maybe they're not important to you guys, but they are really important to me, how smooth the game feels when I turn around, when I'm running. Well, first things first, the sprint and slide in the game are pretty much useless. I mean, they just toned it down for God knows what reason, but they need to turn up how fast you run when you sprint and how much you slide when you slide or something like that, because it is not good at all. And you're going to be comparing it to Apex because, that's the best, that's I don't know, the sliding in Halo Infinite definitely feels like they kind of copied it off of Apex compared to what they had going on in Halo 5. But yeah, Apex, you slide so much just off of nothing. You feel like you sprint at a relatively good speed. But Halo Infinite, no, it just, the aesthetic, something's off. It just doesn't feel right when I'm running around and my gun is swinging around my arms. It doesn't feel right at all. Something else, especially for competitive play, that they need to look into, and I don't know why they didn't make this a thing. I can't fucking move my death camera when I'm dead. For people that don't play competitive, what you're supposed to do when you die in competitive play is do not. Well, it depends. If you're solo and you're not calling out, then do whatever the fuck you want. If you are playing with your buddies and you guys are calling out and you guys are trying to win a game, do not switch to your buddy's camera when you die. What you wanted to do was stay on your death camera so you can get as much information. Like if you see somebody run over your body and you know where they're going, so you can call out to one of your guys, because if you weren't on that camera, you don't have the information to give to your guys, and then you can lose the game. You can't do that really in Halo Infinite because you can't move your death camera. I mean, there's so much that you can see from the camera when you use the right joystick in previous Halo games. This is the first Halo game where we are not able to. Well, no, that's not true. You actually couldn't in Halo 2. But I mean, they gave it to us in Halo 3, and then we had it in Halo Reach, we had it in MCC, we had it in Halo 5. I don't know why they took it off again, but we need that. Like it's very important. Now this is just a pet peeve for me. There's no way. I mean, we have so many different settings to mess with in Halo Infinite. I mean, it is absolutely insane the amount of stuff that they put in the game for us to mess with. But with all of that, there is no way to turn off the ugly Battle Pass death animations. I don't know. I get annoyed when I die and I have this ugly ass orange skull over my body and all this weird shit happening that I just don't want to see it. If people want to have burning shit over their head and their armor doing weird shit, that's fine. But I don't want shit happening to my guy. It's just, it doesn't look good. It looks ugly. It's kind of distracting me. I just don't understand why I can't turn it off. So that'd be nice if we could. Let's see. Aim assist is inconsistent, or 3v3 broke the sensitivity for controller. Now, I know a lot of people complained about this when the game first came out, especially when we were playing the alpha and the beta. But yeah, aim assist, it feels really inconsistent. And what I mean by that is aim assist when I'm shooting at somebody mid-range to long range is good. It feels nice. It feels, it doesn't feel overpowered or underpowered. But in close combat situations, when I'm trying to aim at somebody, it feels like something just is random or off. I don't know. And then I can't get my sensitivity right for my controller. I've messed with, I mean, I must have used 20 different you know ways with the sensitivities and the y-axis and the x-axis and the dead centers and whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like I can't get my sensitivity right. It feels too slow or it feels too fast. Like especially when I'm going vertically up and down. I mean, right and left feels okay. It's not what I want it to be, but I'll manage. But up and down is just horrible. I know a lot of people, especially Halo 2, were complaining about heavy aim still being in Halo. That's a big thing they complained about in Halo 5 that they never fixed was heavy aim, and now we're in Halo Infinite and we still have heavy aim. At least it feels that way to me. I don't know about you guys. But it does not feel right at all. I play other games like Apex or Destiny or whatever, and I don't have a problem with the sensitivity. And another thing I want to talk about is why do we need all these settings? Like why can't it just be back in the day where we moved our sensitivity to 5 and we're good? I play Destiny. I put my shit all the way up to 10 and I'm good. I don't need anything else. At what point do we say that's enough with the settings? I understand that you want it to be accessible to people that are colorblind or deaf or whatever, and that's awesome. You guys are good people for doing that. But for me, I see so many things that have nothing to do with being handicapped that don't need to be there. It just I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. And not only that, but you don't really explain what those things are. You have like a couple words explaining it, and it doesn't even say shit. It's just like Cyberpunk when they had all this shit that doesn't even make any sense, and they don't even explain it, and then you have to go on and you have to Google everything and you have to try to figure out, oh, that's what that means or whatever. I mean, I had a setting that said bloom, and I'm like, oh, I can turn the bloom off because I don't want to see the bloom. I want it to be like Halo 1 where the bloom's invisible. And somebody's like, oh no, that's bloom has to do with lighting, and I'm like, that's the first time that I've ever seen bloom talking about anything else except your reticule expanding. So yeah, less settings I think would be good. If we could just have some simple shit, that'd be great. I think they tried to make it accessible way too much, and shit is just broke because of it. Explosions are fucked in Halo Infinite. The grenades roll way too much, and when they explode, it's just like, why didn't that do more damage, or how the fuck did that do that much damage to me? It didn't make any sense. Same thing with the rocket launcher. First of all, why the fuck does it take so long to shoot a rocket out of the goddamn rocket launcher after I pick it up? Why does it have to do this slow-ass animation? I know what the fix is. You pick it up and then you YY and then you're good. I understand that. But I shouldn't have to do that. In Halo 3, when you pick up the rocket launcher, you pick it up, boom, you can shoot a rocket in a second. In this, it's like, I gotta wait an extra, like, second or something. It's stupid. And the explosions, the particle effects are so fucking unrealistic and weird looking. It's just wrong. You compare that to explosions when you blow up a Phantom or a Wraith in Halo 3, and you're just like, wow, that explosion looked so realistic in Halo 3. Why does this look like it was made in fucking Minecraft? Like, what the fuck are we doing? You compare it to explosions in like Battlefield, and you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is like some cartoonish, ridiculous crap. Okay, so now we're going to be going to BTB. BTB has been broken since the game has come out. If you were with your friends and you wanted to play Big Team Battle, you would be kicked off the game, and people would have to restart the game over and over again until finally it would work. There's been a lot of crashes. 343 had to make it 10v10 instead of 12v12 because shit was so broken. I think it is fixed now. I'm not sure. I haven't really been seeing too many people complain about it. But one thing we need for BTB is BR starts. I know a lot of people that love AR starts are like, no, don't make it BR starts and stuff. And I'm just like, why? why wouldn't you want to use the most balanced weapon in the whole entire game as a starting gun? In my opinion, BR should be in every single playlist, like in every single game type. I don't understand. I don't know why you would want to use AR starts with the shitty ass sidekick. It doesn't make any sense to me. What we want in video games, especially shooting video games, is balance. And there is no gun in Halo that has ever been more balanced than the battle rifle. No, I don't get it. You can use it at close range, and it's fantastic at mid range, even long range in this game. It's fantastic. I don't understand why people have a problem with the BR being, a starting weapon, especially in big team battle when you're across the map and all you have is an AR and pistol, and everybody on your team has already taken the power weapons. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Nothing. So having a BR, it nullifies that problem. Yeah, we need more game types. Where's King of the Hill? Assault may be coming. With the leak that I said at the beginning of the video, but it's not confirmed, VIP, Extraction was another one that was supposed to be coming, Regicide, Infection was supposed to be coming, and Griffball. We have so many game types that have been out of the loop for such a long time, that we didn't even have it in Halo 5. We didn't even have some of these in Halo 4, and it's like, why? Why would you take away these fantastic game modes that we've been using for such a long time, and some of them in competitive play? It just doesn't make any sense. The more stuff you have in a video game to play, the less boring it's gonna get, and the more people are gonna go from playing it from just an hour here and there to playing it for 4 or 5 or 6 hours a day, and that's what you want. Horrible. We have the challenges that we have in the battle pass are so fucking bad. Starting with the ones that require you to win games. That needs to be changed, at least until there's an anti-cheat, because how are people supposed to win when this bullshit keeps happening to them, and they don't get the win until 6 games later? And then you have all these other challenges that are telling you to go play Fiesta, go play a Capture the Flag mode. Bitch, we don't even have a Capture the Flag playlist or an objective playlist, but it's like, okay, I'm going to go into quick play. Okay, 10 games later, I finally have a CTF game, and it's telling you to complete a CTF game. Why can't you just, do simple shit that you can do in every single playlist, like kill enemy Spartans, complete the game, there's just so many, get 10 headshots, kill 10 people with a certain weapon. I don't understand. These challenges are horrible. I know they increase the XP to that you get from each challenge, and that's good, but it's still bad, and they still need to fix this shit, because compared to Halo Reach, if you remember Halo Reach, I mean, those challenges were just insane. You had dailies, you had weeklies, you even had a fucking monthly challenge that you can complete for a lot of XP, and they were reasonable too. I understand that you have resets that you can use, but if you've ever played Apex and you look at the challenges that you have every day, the dailies, you can reset it as many times as you want. The first one's free every day. The second one, you have to use credits. It's like, why can't we get like credits each game that we can, for completing the game, and then we can use it to re-roll a certain challenge in the daily or weekly? I just don't understand. It's just certain things that you would think they would think of in 6 years, and it's just like, I just thought of it in a minute. I just don't get it. Like, should I be making this game instead of 3v3? Because they obviously don't know what the fuck they're doing. So yeah, and then the other problem is I could go plus 15 with all 3 captures in a Capture the Flag mode and finish the game, and because I lost, I won't get a single XP. Like even if you win, you don't get a single point of experience. You have to complete the challenges, but there's only a limited amount of weekly challenges every single time, and it's stupid. You should be getting XP for kills, for completing the match, for multi kills. You should be getting 100 points of XP for every double kill, 200 for every triple kill, and so on and so forth. Every single medal that you get, you should be getting XP for, just like an MCC. But the reason why they don't want that to happen is because this season that we're on right now, it doesn't expire until like spring. So they don't want you to complete the battle pass, that fast, which doesn't make any fucking sense because people are already completing it. They're already done with the battle pass. It doesn't make any sense. All in all, they spent 6 years on this game. I understand that Sketch is awesome. He's been, doing amazing things for the community on Reddit, on Twitter, talking to us, explaining what's happening. But a lot of people, we don't want to hear anything from the community managers or community directors. No, we want to hear from Bonnie Ross or Frank O'Connor. We want to hear from the game directors. We want to hear from the head of the company. What the fuck is going on? What have you guys been doing? Do you even give a shit about us? Do you give a shit about the game? Do you understand that this is your fourth strike and you're not even doing anything? It's like with MCC, like years down the line, we finally got Bonnie Ross to hop on a video with, I think, Sketch. My throat's getting dry. So she went on a video finally with Sketch, and she did this like sorry ass apology to the community, which wasn't even taken remotely as being genuine. And and it's like now she's nothing. Like I go on her Twitter and she's not talking about fucking, like her last tweet was from December 21st, and it has nothing to do with what's going on with the problems. Frank O'Connor's not even talking about fucking Halo Infinite. It's just like, if I am the head of the company that makes Halo, or any game for that matter, that I love, it's just like, I'm gonna be, okay, I'm gonna pretend to be what Bonnie Ross should be. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on Twitter and be like, listen guys, I know you're upset. I know we don't have anti-cheat. I know we fucked up. These last 6 years have been horrible. Tons of people in the company got COVID and they were out for a while. We had to relocate. A lot of people quit and we had to bring on new people. That would be a different story. That's transparency. Communicate with us. Do you know how long it took for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out after Kingdom Hearts 2? It was like 15 years. But guess what? Why did the Kingdom Hearts community stick with Square Enix the whole time? Because they were communicating with us. They were telling us that a lot of the voice actors, not a lot, but some of the voice actors have died. They said that they were having problems within the company, and they were being transparent. Every I don't know, every couple weeks or every month at least, they were saying what was going on, and it wasn't just the little soldier ants from the company. No, it was the head honchos of the company that they were releasing statements every so often talking about what was going on. And that's why 15 years later, when Kingdom Hearts 3 actually came out, you had all these people buying it, And it's like that goes so far. When you actually talk to your community, when you actually talk to the people that pay your salary, it's just, I don't understand. Well, okay, no, actually, I do understand. You guys don't give a fuck about the game. All you care about is making money, and you haven't done shit at all to even prove that you know what you're doing or you deserve to be the head of the company. You have Quinn Del Holio, who's fucking gone, thank God. Fuck that guy. And you had Josh Holmes, who left, thank God. You had... I forget that guy. He's the one that said dedicated servers. They made that dedicated servers meme when he was saying that MCC is going to be exactly how I remember it. He left. A bunch of people leave 343 Industries over these last however many years, and I wonder why. Oh, Chris Lee left too. He left right after we found out that the game was going to be getting delayed. I don't know if he was mad that the game got delayed, or he didn't agree with us that it needed to be delayed, or if he was mad at something else within the company. There's just no transparency. There's no communication going on. There's nothing that's being explained, and we need that. I need that. Just and you can't say you're busy. You can't make any excuses as to why you're not releasing a statement. It doesn't take that long. Hop on a camera, hop on your iPhone. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, and give us a 5-minute explanation of what's going on. Give us the TLDR, and pretend that you actually give a shit, because this is just sad. It's pathetic. Compared to Bungie, when you go on the forums, I mean, the Halo. First of all, the Halo Waypoint or website or whatever it is now, I know they revamped it. It sucks. Nobody goes on the forums. It is nothing compared to the forums that we have with Bungie, where we could actually talk to the game developers and the head honchos would actually, communicate with us and stuff like that. It's sad, and I understand the difference, because Bungie was a company that was originally working out of their basement, and 343 as a corporation, ran by an even bigger corporation. So I understand that, but it's just like, it's so fucking sad. Where we've gone with handing over this game, this franchise that we love so much, to these greedy fucking pigs that don't give a shit about what they give us. So that's all I have to say. I know this video is an hour long. I don't care. I had to say all this. Um, Halo Infinite multiplayer is a piece of shit, and by the time they fix it, there's not going to be anyone to play it. It's going to be how it's been, this whole entire time. It has nothing to do with the game being free to play. It doesn't matter if people have to spend $60 for it or not. It's going to be the same situation that we've been in since Halo 4, where the playlist population goes down to hundreds, and it's just sad and it's pathetic. And if you guys enjoy this game, good for fucking you. The rest of you need to open your fucking eyes and see what's going on, because you guys are lying to yourselves. A lot of you guys, I feel like, love the game because you've been waiting so long for it, that you've convinced yourself, like, I don't care what this game looks like, I don't care what the problems are, I'm going to keep playing it because it's all I have. I'm not going to go back to MCC. I'm so bored of playing that game. It's like, they could have handed you a polished shit on a platter and you could have been excited for it, because you guys are fucking pathetic. That you guys don't see what I see, and your standards for video games have gone down in the dirt, and it's just sad. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be playing too much Halo Infinite because it's a pile of shit. I'm excited for the campaign side of things. I can't wait to see what the expansions are, because the people that worked on the campaign did a fabulous job. And I felt like they actually gave a shit when they made the campaign, and I felt the love. I do not feel the love in Infinite multiplayer. It feels like they just half-assed it and don't give a fuck. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And enjoy playing the piece of shit.